You're not gonna wear headphones?
I'll put them back on in a sec. Probably not. It's just choppy.
Okay.
It's Kanye beats.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It might be the headphones.
Yeah, it's probably just headphones. But yeah, today we wanted to do something different, and we thought it'd be really cool to celebrate every episode of the 40s with doing a different format. And for this format, I thought it'd be really cool to get in depth and really know each other. And this is the Diego Delgadillo interview.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be really cool because I think the reason why I wanted to do this is because I think it'd be really important to get a closer, in-depth look at us, but more so just kind of go like talk to you without the framing of like we're doing like a comedic
like a
podcast.
We're trying to be funny.
Yeah. How's everything going right now? Yeah, I feel like right now is an interesting point for you. It's a big transition point.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So like I just turned 21 last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to everybody that I've lied to get into your comedy club or your bar to do your show. I'm just now turning 21. I just want to put that disclaimer, that apology out there. So I just turned 21 last Saturday. I graduate from college in 2 weeks from today, and I need to find work. And that's I don't know. That's where I'm at.
That's the big focus for you right now. A job,
finding a job, and also like transitioning to be able to finding a job that'll transition me to allow me to do more stand up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal.
Because you feel like you can't do that right now with the job you have?
The job I have sucks. I mean, I have the worst schedule in the history of all time. Especially, I have the worst schedule as it is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it would limit anyone as a person. But then as a person that's trying to do stand-up, it limits me entirely. I work 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. weekends, which is like prime time to do stand-up, you know? So
yeah,
it's like...
It does suck. It sucks really bad. Did you... So then, what jobs are you looking for? Are you just looking for same field?
No, I don't. I want to leave news as like quick as possible. I hate news. I hate working in news. Everyone that I talk to knows. Like, even if I've had a conversation with you in passing, you would probably know that I hate news. Mm-hmm. It's the worst. It feels wrong. The people in it are weird. No offense to my coworkers or anything, but I just
just the people. Everyone that I work with it's never a good time. But no offense to them, it's not their fault.
No, I strongly dislike news, so I'm looking for jobs in like other forms of like production or just like media in general.
Yeah,
staying in media.
Does it make you feel like stunted?
Definitely the past year I felt like the most stunted, least growth as a person. Being around people in news is like being around people that like think they're superheroes, but like, bro, we're not doing shit. We're not doing shit. And then, or nothing that I think is truly of value or important. And then like people will come in and like stroke it and be like, oh, you guys are like, this is hard work. You guys are doing a lot. And it's like, sure, it's probably hard work. And what I'm doing isn't the hardest compared to what other people are doing in the newsroom, but it's definitely not of value.
Yeah.
It feels wrong. Like there's not a day that I'm in news where I don't think that it feels wrong.
Yeah. I think a big thing with like people that are seeking like a creative, they want to live in a creative world, like whether that be music, art, like comedy, film, like doing jobs like that are very like type A, like because you are writing, and there is some elements of like there's some
when I remember when I was getting hired initially, the director of the news station at the time when I was getting hired was like, so you do this comedy thing outside? And I was like, yeah. He goes, are you gonna be okay here? And I was like, what do you mean? And I thought he was just like teasing me, like, am I going to be able to be a normal person at work? But now looking back at it, he meant it. He was like, guys like you and I, we have this creative thing that we need to feed. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be able to feed that here? Is this going to be enough for you? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, it'll be fine, because I was trying to get the job. Now I'm like, oh no, this is not good. And also, who does he think he is, being like guys like you and me?
and he's just a DJ.
No, he was really old. He had to be well into his late 70s, early 80s.
See, and does that scare you when you think about that? Because like when he first started, he's like, yeah, I'm still gonna do this.
Well, also when he first started, news was the biggest thing there was. Mm-hmm. And like now it's like, nobody gives a fuck about news. I remember one night they were celebrating, they're like, oh hell yeah, we hit a lot of viewers tonight, we hit 15,000, like we won.
Jesus.
And it's like 15,000, that's it?
Yeah.
On like a prime time, I don't know. That's sad.
That is kind of wild.
I've hit 15,000 with like TikToks, which is nothing. I've hit 15,000 with YouTube videos, and it's like, that's sad. If that's what we're celebrating and that's what we're selling to advertisers as like a lot of people, then we're scamming advertisers.
No, yeah, 100%. 100%. It is really weird.
But yeah, news sucks. I hate it. I want to get out.
Do you feel like you've almost regressed creatively?
A little bit. I do feel stunted. I feel like it takes more out of me to try to do something creative now because I'm putting so much mental energy into doing this thing outside of, like, the first few months of work took a lot out of me. Not even because I was doing a lot of work, but like just emotionally going in somewhere that you hate. That sucks. That's not fun. And so like it took a lot to like jumpstart any creativity outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Because in a space like that, like, what do you feel like you're lacking? Like in an ideal workspace and work environment, obviously it's like straight up
Creative
doing stand-up.
integrity. Like,
Yeah.
There's no creative integrity, but then there's also like very little integrity as it is. It's like I don't know. It just feels wrong. I don't want to talk about news anymore.
No, we don't have to talk about news, but in terms of, I think it's important to see like what your frame is right now with this point of your life. Like I think of it as like creative integrity. That's something that's obviously big for you, and I think people that do know you, that's like a huge thing on how you move. So I think it's very interesting that you're working in a field that lacks that, and it's very hard. Like creative, what do you think of your creative integrity right now, like where it stands? Like, do you feel like you're using it to your fullest potential, your creative integrity?
No. Just because I'm putting so much time into other things. Like work, work is one thing, but then there's also school. Like I'm at work for 30 something hours a week, and then I'm at school for another 25 or like doing schoolwork for another 25. And it's just like the times that I get to squeeze in for like creativity. Like, I don't know. I've definitely been at like higher peaks or like been able to put more things out that I feel are like honest to me or honest to an idea that I was trying to like convey.
Do you, with how busy you are, do you ever have an idea that kind of almost floats away because you're like, that would be
1,000 ideas?
Do you have a big one that stands out?
I would just like to make more, like, I don't know, you obviously want to write more bits, you obviously want to like do more stand up, but then there's also like the peripheral things outside. Like, I wish I could dedicate more time to Take 4. I wish I could dedicate more time to like different sketches that we've both written. I have like a sketch that I really liked and I thought it was so funny that I shot and recorded last summer. At this point, it's been 9-10 months since I've shot and recorded it, and I just was unable to put it together because I've been busy. And I know that's such a like cheap write-off to say like, oh, I'm busy, I'm not able to do this. Oh, I'm busy, I'm not able to do that. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like I am. Maybe I'm being lazy, but maybe, I don't know.
But I think there is a realistic thing of like, is it like laziness or just like you have to be still a person? You know what I mean? Because if you're working, you just said like 50, like in total with school and work, 50 hours a week. That's such a suck. Not only does it like consume time, but it sucks the life out of you. And
it's probably more than that. Yeah. Like, not to be like, yeah, I'm working more than you guys, but like it's probably is more than that. With like when you factor in homework and then the commute is the other thing. It's like, Jesus, I got to spend this time just driving there. That's the
And yeah, and we don't have to. But I do like the framing of it because I think
that's where I'm at right now. I just want to get the fuck out of work and inadvertently San Diego too.
Yeah, because that's a big thing for you also, Sandy. Like, what do you see for yourself? Like, okay, so now going back to the creative field, what do you see yourself going for the next steps? Like, what is the ideal next step for you? Like obviously there's logistics parts of like you gotta move, find a job, but within like this time next year, like where do you want to be?
Just working a job that allows me to be in a space to do more stand-up and thrive creatively outside of the work environment. Also like I don't know, all I know is like media, and all I can sell is media, and I'm not even like good at it. And so I don't know, like I don't know what that job would look like. Like in a fantasy world, it'd be a work from home job that I have to log onto a computer a couple times a day and meet X amount of deadlines. But that's not realistic. And I do need life and work experience as well. So I don't mind whatever job comes next. I just need it to happen ASAP because I'm getting real fucking tired of this work.
Yeah. Do you think you're too hard on yourself?
No. I think you're supposed to be hard. Why are you gonna? You're your biggest, like, the person that's gonna hold you the most accountable is yourself. And if someone else is holding you more accountable than yourself, then you're doing something wrong. Well, maybe not wrong, but it's also like, what is that? What is that noise?
I don't even know.
I'm gonna close the window.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just I don't think I'm too hard on myself. I think you should be.
Do you think? But do you allow yourself when you are doing good things or something, when there is a win for you creatively or otherwise? Do you allow yourself to sit in that?
I celebrate hard. Not like I'm like going on benders and like getting fucked up, but it's just I will show, like, especially if I make something that I'm proud of, I will show everyone. I will, dude, check this out. And just like start scrolling on my phone.
Is that where you get the most joy out of creating stuff or bits or anything?
What I'm most proud of is that I did it. Just look at what I did. That's it. Just look at what I did.
Is it the reception also, or does that play?
React how you want. I just want you to know that I did something. I don't know. I just feel really like proud when I do something.
Do you feel like the way, whether it's content, whether it's just you, bits, anything, when you put stuff out, it's interpreted the way you imagined it'd be more often than not?
I don't know. I don't really care how it's interpreted. I just care that it's out.
Yeah.
You can interpret it how you want. That's on you, whatever. Most people don't, not to be pretentious, but like most people don't interpret things. They just watch and take what it is. Like I'll show, especially when I show my parents something, they'll be like, I don't get it. This is stupid. It was like, no, it's okay. Thank you for watching. That's it.
Do you ever crave that though, where you're like, I wish, like for me, it's a big thing. Like, oh, I found those people that like you get it too. Like,
a little bit,
yeah.
So like growing up, I played like sports. Or I was on the teams. I didn't do a lot of playing. Growing up, I was in sports, and I wasn't good at it. I was very bad, but I stuck around because I didn't know what else to do, and I didn't have like another outlet or like something else to do. Now that I get to like make something, it's almost making up for like I wasn't good at that thing. I didn't really belong in that thing, but I belong in making this thing. I just want you guys to show that I have a thing. I just want to show you guys that I have a thing.
Yeah.
Look at my thing. This is my thing. I did this. This is mine. I made it. Yeah. So then when I like meeting people like you and meeting people that I was doing stand up with, I was able to, it was very comforting in that like, oh, these are people that are also have this thing that other people might not understand, but we have this thing together. Does that make sense?
No, 100%.
That was the most comforting, because it's also like I knew I had like I knew I was creative in some way or another, but I knew I couldn't draw. I knew I couldn't make music or play music as much as I tried. I knew I couldn't paint. I knew I couldn't like write a novel or some shit like that, but I knew I had something. I just didn't know how to express it or how to like convey that I had it. And stand up allowed me to like, and I've always liked stand up and I've always written like bits and stuff, but this, like the performance of it finally allowed that release of like, oh, this is it. This is what I've had.
It was freeing.
Yeah.
Is there do you feel like in stand up you've gotten to a place that you're comfortable with going like, okay, now I'm not just button mashing. Now I'm not just throwing stuff out there. Like 100%. Now I know your process.
A little bit. There are times, especially when I'm away from it. You know, when you're away from it for a while, or like you're not writing the freshest. When you're not writing the freshest and you're trying to like find bits again, that's when it starts to feel like you're button mashing. But when you're cooking and you've been going on stage consecutive nights, that's the best feeling, because it's like I'm not button mashing at all. I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. And a lot of people that are watching this are gonna be like, this guy sucks. I've seen him act. But I promise you, there's good nights. There are good nights.
Do you think a lot of people think of you that way? That you're not good, or that they don't either care to watch, or if they do, they're like, they're
100%. But everyone should feel that way about a couple people. You should dislike things. And if I'm what you dislike, that's fine. I get what you dislike. That says a lot about you. But go for it. Dislike me. I don't care.
Do you think
I'm also not great. Like I'm not out here to be like, I'm the best at this. I'm the most amazing at this. I will be, and I'm about to take your fucking spot. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, if you dislike me, dislike me.
Yeah. Do you think people give you the benefit of the doubt sometimes, or not even the benefit of the doubt, but do you think people care to see you for how you actually are? Or do you think they already have an opinion?
I think they already have an opinion, especially like starting stand up so young. There were so many people that not to my face, but I could tell in the way they acted around me, would write me off because I was a child. And I still am a child. And a lot of people still feel that way, or be like, he's not funny. He's just like this hot TikTok guy.
Which is so funny that's the diss. It's like, you mean the cool thing out right now?
No, but a lot of people write me off because of that. Just do what you want. You're 50. You're fucking 50.
Did
You're
it make
die
you
soon.
resent those people?
No, I don't resent anybody. No, I mean a little bit, because it's like, how could you? Also at 18, how could you not resent the people that are being mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
Why would? Yeah, I don't actually. At any age, how could you not resent the people that are being mean to you or like dissenting in the way they speak to you? Why would you not resent it? It's probably smart to think past it and like grow through it, but it's not abnormal.
Did you seek their approval at points?
No, I don't ever seek anyone's approval. I, to a fault, am the most confident person ever. Like, to a fault. A lot of the times I'll do things that I'm not I'm the king of applying for jobs I'm not qualified for. I'm the king of doing things I'm not supposed to be doing because I'm overconfident and think that I should be doing it. And yeah, so I've never like sought other people's approval. I've always done things because I felt like I should be.
Mm-hmm.
This is my, like a story in my freshman year of high school. I was on the freshman football team, and I knew I wasn't the greatest football player, but I knew I was like, I should be getting more than what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day we're playing a game, and the other team is they keep doing onside kicks the whole game for some reason, which is crazy. And at some point at halftime, my coach is like, all right, guys, when we get back from the half, they're going to do an onside kick. They've been doing it all game. So I'm going to put all my normal kick returners on the front line. And I just need someone to stand back there in case they do. They're not going to kick it, but in case they kick it, just someone stand back there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Coach, I got it. And he was like, can anybody please stand back there? And they're like, come on. All my friends were like, come on, Coach, let Diego do it. He goes, okay, Diego, you're going to stand back there. If they kick it up, fair catch. Call it a fair catch, or just take the ball, get to a knee.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. He goes, but they're not going to kick it up. But if they kick it up, fair catch or take it to a knee. I was like, all right, got you, Coach. And I get back there, and I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, whatever. They're going to kick it onside kick, whatever. As soon as the whistle blows, ball's in the air, and it's coming to me. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm about to score a fucking touchdown. I am taking this to the crib. So the ball comes. I didn't even catch it on the air. It bounced. I picked it up. I run 5 yards. I run 10 yards. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it's happening. I run 15 yards. Wham! I'm on the floor. Got blown back like another 5-10 yards.
Uh-huh.
And I got up, and Coach was like, what did I tell you to do? And he's smiling, kind of laughing. I was like, Coach, I was taking it to the crib. And that's my like blind confidence of like, I know this situation. Everyone's telling me not to do this, but I've got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, also, I think that's a positive thing to go like, you're not letting other people put boundaries on you or putting like a ceiling on yourself, except for you. You need to test that out. Have you had that moment in comedy, you think, where you have that like people go like they don't have faith in you, and then you blow past that?
Yeah, the like starting comedy.
But is there like a direct moment where you're like, oh, I was on this show, or I was put on this, or somebody saw me who was very passive, and then they're like, oh shit, like wow.
I can't pinpoint like the first open mic was sick, and I would tell that story a lot, but I'm not going to tell that right now. But I can't think of a specific moment where there have like maybe like the first show at the Laugh Factory where they're like, all right, fine, you could bark for like, we'll give you a couple minutes, and then someone backed out, and they're like, okay, can you do like 10 to 15? We'll just give you a spot, whatever. And then like doing very well on that show when you weren't even on it in the first place. That's always a cool feeling. But I don't know. There have been moments in stand up where people were like, you're gonna do bad, and I do bad, and I'm like, oh, I did bad. That happens more often than not. But
do you ever
not more often than not, but that has happened.
Does that weigh on you when you do bad?
Like
you don't think about it going further. Yeah, that is a good
especially
thing.
in stand up where you're just like, you're gonna do bad,
like a lot. How do you think and strictly just the audience, like when you're on stage, views you? Like, what do you think your relationship is with the audience?
I know I have to be careful.
Talking?
I know I have to be careful a lot because I know I'm like speaking from a place of not ignorance, but like just youth. And I know a lot of people perceive that as like, oh, who's this dumb kid trying to talk to us about whatever. So I know to be more careful about that, but I'm bad at being careful about that.
You ruined the first one.
Yeah, I've had blow ups, but I'm also the double down king.
Yeah, you are the double. It comes with, and that comes with the weighs on you. It comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
I get that. Do you who in terms of comedy and like locally, if there's any, is there anyone that you look up to, or there's something that you really admire in other people's comedy that you wish you had in your own, or like where you go, oh man, I fucking really like that.
I wish I don't know. I wish I was more comfortable in myself to like be able to write more, cuz like starting stand up, you follow the like traditional like stand up or like set up punch and like set up punch tag, just get through it. But it's like I know that hasn't worked for me. And so when I do those or not that it hasn't worked for me, but that's not like me.
You don't feel the creative integrity.
Not even that, but it's also like, oh my God, all right, we get it. And so like I wish I was more comfortable in myself to write something that was more like true to me or like specific to me. And I mean I don't even necessarily know what that means, but like I wish I could find it sooner.
Yeah. Do you know what you want to talk about on stage?
No, but I think part of that is because I don't know. It's not that I don't know what I want to talk about. There are things that I want to talk about, but I wish I knew how to
execute.
Not even execute, just find those things sooner. Because like yeah.
What do you think? Because you said you know what you want to talk about. What is like first special out?
Bad bitches,
bad bitches, yachts, money,
you name it. Gold, like gold.
Is it like? Do you want to talk about you and your life? What's the time?
I think it's ignorant to talk about me and my life. 22 minutes.
22 minutes. So then like 5. Yeah. Go.
To talk about me and my life is like, it's cool, but it's also like I've lived so little life. Why would I talk about that right now? I mean, there's definitely experiences or things that I could bring up or that I do and I have talked about, but I'm so young. Nobody gives a fuck what happened in my 21 years of living. I don't know. There's also like other weird shit happening that's funny.
Yeah. Is it like ideas and themes that you want to talk about? Like, what do you want to explore? Like, because I think one thing that helps me, and I think a lot of people, is like they see something and go, oh, okay, that's it. Like, what was your, like, oh, that's what I want to talk about, or this is what I want to see.
So what I want to see, or like the biggest thing, and this isn't necessarily the answer to your question, but it's like kind of to the left. The biggest thing that I wish is like stand-up is so old, and that it's old the way it's done. It's old in the people that consume it, and it's old in the people that do it. And I'm not saying I want to see like a 12-year-old kid doing stand-up, because fuck that guy. Just kidding. I like him. He's nice. But I'm saying like, so like a comic that I saw when I was in high school and made me think like, oh, that's young and I like that, was Jack Knight, because he was doing, he only has like 25, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour and a half, 2 hours of material. I'm just kidding. But he has very limited material that's like out on the internet. And one of his like clips from, I forgot what it was. It was like a Comedy Central show that he was on or was hosting or whatever. Was a bit where he's talking about being at a Chance the Rapper concert. And then he like there's a tag to it where he references Cowboy Bebop or like an anime or something. And it's like, oh, he's making the crowd laugh about bits that are young, that this was like 5-6 years ago, that are young at the time, that I think crowds now would struggle to keep up with. And I don't know if it's because he was just in a young room, or if he was so good at stand-up that he was able to convey the idea regardless of the reference. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
But that made me proud of like, oh, young shit is funny too. I want to talk about the shit that I've experienced, or like that I see, or the culture that I consume on a daily basis. Yeah. Not the culture from, do you get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
So that's what I wish I could talk about, is like culture that's relevant
pertains to
me.
you, yeah. And that you know is relevant to a lot of people.
I don't give a fuck about Taylor Swift at all. I don't care. I want to talk about fucking why Brockhampton sucks, you know?
Yeah, no. But and the people that do get that and know exactly what you're talking about. Because it is, talking about why Brockhampton sucks is our version of like talking about why, what Taylor Swift sucks. But it's even like, I
hate Kevin Abstract with a passion. Just kidding. Kevin's probably cool, but like, I don't like when I don't need to talk about that right now. But that's what I wish I could talk about on stage, but I can't because no one knows who fucking Brockhampton is. They're all 40. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think is that what you see that's lacking in stand up today? Is just like that young perspective? Yeah, youth,
and I don't know. Also, when you talk to like kids my age about stand up, is they're like they don't get it in the sense of like they don't understand really what stand up is. They just see whatever clip is on TikTok. They're like, oh, I like this hot guy or whatever. So I wish there was like a gap bridged between youth and stand. I don't know.
And I think it'll move there at some point. Do you when you think about like this point going on in like your life right now, what would you name like this chapter, or what's the define?
I'm turning heel, baby.
Yeah,
I'm turning heel. Yeah, this is my heel turn. Because I know, like, I'm in a transitional era. We talked about that breakup, graduation, 21, jobs. But I need to. I don't know what's next. I'm gonna find it, whatever it is. But as I know, stand-up's gonna be there. You know.
Is there a defining moment in this? Here, let me.
We're gonna keep going. Okay. That's one thing we didn't think about in this setup is how complicated it was to get back to the camera. We're good? Another 29? Okay. I like 57? Yeah.
I feel like now we're getting good. But yeah, so what's the defining point right now? Is there a moment like when you look back, I call them good time moments, where like you go, oh shit, this was the good times.
There's not a night where I'm not driving. Like every night when I'm driving home from whatever spot we did or whatever, wherever we got to be around stand up, I'm very proud and like happy that I get to be around it because I know that's like what I've wanted since I was a kid to be around it. So like even if I did bad, even if the show was bad, or even if we're all, no matter what the situation was, if we got to be around stand up or if I got to be around the people that helped me grow in stand up, I'm very proud. And so those are the happy moments. Those are the proud moments where I'm like blessed to have another day where I get to be around this thing that I love. Even if I'm not making any money, even if there's nothing like necessarily growing around it that moment, I'm just happy I got to be there. Does that make sense?
No. I get that a lot.
Those are my favorite moments. Like driving down. Yeah.
And you're like, oh damn, I don't even know what I'm adding to this, but like I'm just happy to be a part of it and like just be with it.
Yeah. And like, especially when I was at work all day, I'm going to like a midnight spot or like something's happening, and I worked 8 hours, went to class before work, did homework at work. I'm exhausted, but then I get to come and do stand up right after. I'm the happiest. That's it. That's all I want. Just to be able to keep doing stand up.
Is there anything that's lacking right now?
Unemployment check? No. No, I don't think anything's lacking other than like maybe a direction of what's next. But I don't think that's necessarily lacking. I think I'm working towards that.
You brought up like everything that's you said the breakup, turning 21, anything else. Does that weigh on you a good amount? Is that like when you're day to day just alone in the car thinking, does that like sit with you and you're like, oh shit?
No, because I know I moved in like the way that I could best. And I know that everything I'm doing is to like move to something next. Like I was kind of having this conversation with someone the other day, where I was talking about how. Okay, my fault. I was talking about how, because I'm graduating in 2 weeks, right? I'm graduating a year earlier than everybody else in my like original class. And I was in such a hurry to move through like school, thinking that there would be like a magical change once I graduate. But now that I've done it, it's like, oh, I did it. Now it's still my choice to like do what happens next. And so a lot of it is just realizing like, oh, it's all me. Whatever happens is me. It's not a magic button that fixes everything. It's just whatever I choose to do.
Is there any part of you that's going to miss this point? Like, I know there was a lot of challenges, a lot of like... Yeah,
financially, I don't have to pay rent. I live at home. There's food around. That's going to be fucking missed. But I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get that.
It's hard to tell. Damn, loud ass stomach.
What was I gonna say? We're definitely gonna cut that out. But yeah, I think what is
Fucking sweating.
you're hot.
Yeah. I'm gonna open the window
Yeah,
again.
crack it open a little bit.
What were you saying?
If you were to, I think this is interesting to me. Like, what is there? Is there a conversation you had, or a philosophy, or someone you either like you're good friends with them, not good friends with them, but something they said to you that really stuck with you and like changed your outlook on not even just live comedy, creativity, you know.
I don't know. Like outside of people that everyone looks up to in media right now, I don't think anyone close to me has said anything that was like profound or like worth walking with. I don't know. The way I try to carry myself is like just being conscious of like the things that I can control and that I can't control, and moving within those like lines and not stressing too much about things that are beyond me. And I don't know who's like imparted that on me, but that's just how I try to move. Like at least for sure, my day to day is just what do I have control of today? What can I do, and what can I not? And I think that's a big reason why like I'm upset with work is because I ultimately have like no control there, and that takes up 8 hours of your day. And so like or 9+ hours, lunch break and shit and driving. And so when that much of your day is taken up by something you don't have control of, it's like, Jesus, I hate this.
Yeah. Because so then would you say you don't get influenced much by other like outside forces?
Are you trying to get me to say that you influenced me?
No. I'm just asking like just in general. No, just in general. Like, do you have any... Whether, because it's like we talk about the Gerard Carmichael show a lot. Like, I mean, like those other things that go back to stand up in your day to day, where you're like, oh shit, like that's how I want to move.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just in general, trying to move with like when, like watching the Gerard Carmichael show. I really like I really like how that exists in the current media landscape right now, because it exists with a level of honesty that I think other people thought they had, but don't have, but or like are faking. And that's not to say, I mean, I don't really know what's happening in his life and what's in his background, but that looks more honest than anything else that I've seen.
Yeah.
And so I guess what that's done is like, I just hope to move with more honesty in my day to day, to one day reach that level, if that makes sense. Because I know it's not that I lie, but like, I wish I was that honest. And especially with myself, because I think I do a lot of like lying to myself of like, just keep going, keep going.
What do you think you lie to yourself about?
That like things, I'm not saying that things are bad, but I do think I lie to myself a lot about like, whatever, it's okay, it doesn't matter, keep going. Does that make sense?
I get it. Is there anything specific, or if you feel comfortable sharing?
Let me think. I don't know. There's moments where I could have like stopped and like assessed the situation and like handled something, and as opposed to just like, fuck it, we'll keep moving.
Yeah, definitely. I get that. No, yeah, there's a lot of those situations. Do you feel like there's any critiques you have of yourself, or things that you want to change right now that you haven't yet? Like what, like right now, the same way we were talking about this chapter, this time capsule. Is there something where you're like, I did it again, or I did this, or like, I wish I did this different?
Oh, just breathe, bro. To take a breath, sit down, 20 minutes a day, breathe.
Yeah.
I need to start exercising or finding some sort of thing. Reach out to who you can to make sure everybody's okay. Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a standard you have to meet?
No.
I
don't think anyone, especially like in comparison to my family, I don't think, that's not to say that I'm doing better than anyone or doing anything, but I think I'm doing something that's separate from everyone. And so any standard that I have to meet is one that I made for myself. And I just hope I find like comfort in that standard. And
I think it's funny because it's like when you go into stand up, I feel like there's these clear ways that you're viewed and looked at. And for you, I think everyone immediately was like, "Oh, that's the guy." You seemed like you had such a good head on your shoulders from the beginning. Like I remember talking to people and they're like, "Yeah, if I started at 18, like I'd be like a alcoholic, drug addict." Or like it seemed like you already were put together. Did you feel like you had to maintain that, or were you surprised that that's what people thought of you? Or when you heard those things, what was your immediate reaction?
Um, Pride for sure. Like
Mhm.
proud that I was perceived that way. But also like I like this is what I want, you know, and
Mhm.
I'm not gonna ruin. A lot of people that end up in or near stand up are happen to be there because of proximity, and how like easy. What's the other word for easy? How like convenient it is
Convenient.
for them because it's just somewhere they could drink and just sit around and be around other degenerates.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like I just wanted to be around stand up,
Yeah.
and I knew there was already going to be this like extra eye on me of like, oh, there's that kid, watch him, make sure he's not doing stupid shit and ruining this club.
Yeah.
And so I made a promise to myself when I started. I was like, don't get involved in drugs, don't get involved in drinking, or like don't sneak drinks at a. I told myself like never sneak a drink at a comedy club until you're like until it's not a problem anymore, because you don't want. I didn't want to ruin any chance of being away from stand up.
Yeah.
And also, I was so like starting stand up. I was just unhappy going to school. I was unhappy doing other things, and like I needed to find something that I liked, and I knew I liked stand up, but I needed to be able to find a group of people, or like a group of somewhere where I felt like I could like be and like express whatever the cliche, like the cliches. And so once I found it, I didn't want to ruin it. And yeah.
If there was so would you say this is the happiest you've been in like recent memory?
Maybe not the okay. When the Padres had a playoff run, pretty happy then.
Yeah, that actually was a peak. That was a crazy peak.
But I don't know. I'm not to say that I was unhappy necessarily at other parts, but I'm glad and just like proud. And I hope. I don't know. The other thing was like I was so scared of going off the rails because I'd seen people going off the rails. Not that I've like seen it crazily, but like I know that what that looks like, and it's not good.
You know, it's a possibility.
Yeah, and so that's part of why I never like did that. But I don't know if this is the happiest I've been. Maybe if I got a new job, we'd get happier. But
yeah,
you can do.
I get that. Do you is there points where you're gonna I was thinking about this the other day, and I thought it was pretty funny to me. Like specific points in time, I think there's things and like moments or people or just something that I thought it was funny how did it shut off?
Did it sound like it shut off?
Did the shutter sound?
Oh shit! Let's check.
Yeah, check. Is there you said you're the person, you're the king of like jumping into things that you're not ready for. Do you set standards for yourself, you think, a lot of the times? And do you meet them often?
I don't think it's that I'm not ready for them. I think it's that my confidence exceeds. I don't know. I think I'm very overconfident, and I'm increasingly more aware of how overconfident I am. So the standards that I do set are like bro, if you got this would be crazy. But also it's okay. But get it. Yeah. And so those are like the stupid standards that I set within myself. But yeah, that's where I stand.
If there was if you were gonna put,
if we lined up 5 people in a room,
if you were gonna make like a time capsule and then you opened it up whenever you made it was whatever the first night of your special, anything else, what would you put in there like right now?
I save everything, dude. I'm a fucking hoarder. I have flyers from the first night that we met. Yeah. And like I already planned that when I made it, I'm gonna have a coffee table that I fill with resin of flyers of different shows that are like I've barked for different shows. Like they're up here. Yeah. I keep shit everywhere in my room. I don't know how to not keep shit.
Yeah,
like,
back when
you see these?
Yeah, the colorful colors? Ones.
And then I also have like little ones everywhere from different shows. And so like I keep everything. And I write a lot. Not as much recently. I need to get better at it. But like I journal or like try to keep in documentation of what's happening.
Do you keep a lot of mementos?
Yeah, dude, I have different boxes everywhere. Wow. I have this cigarette box that I filled with mementos just from like last weekend, like receipts.
Oh, you really do? Wow.
I don't know how to throw shit away. See this ticket? My sister's graduation from college in 2018.
Yeah, show the camera. Do you yeah, keep
There's
going.
some other shit in here. Hold on. What else? Oh, see this? Batman keychain that I stole off of this girl that I was hooking up with, but I was friends with her boyfriend, and I knew that they were just on a break, but I wanted... Anyways, I stole this from her. They both blocked me on social media. A week later, or not even a week later, like months later, one of them unblocked me and texted me and said, "Hey, we need that Batman back." I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have Batman.
Okay, well now you look like a psychopath.
I'm not psycho.
No, you're not. Do you have a favorite recent memory with everyone right now with the group?
The Pacifico bit.
Oh, the Pacifico was really fun.
It's probably my favorite memory in the past week, 2 weeks.
Do you want to talk about that? Or is it too real?
No, not even. So it was just on my birthday, and we're all sitting there, and I was like crying. You know, when you're stupid, I was crying because I missed one of my friends, and then we just started cheersing the stupid shit, which is like a common bit. But you guys were doing it to like make me feel better, and that was cool. Yeah, it was a cool moment.
Did you feel bad the way people were reacting initially?
It's my birthday. Fuck you. I don't have to feel bad.
Yeah.
Also, I never indulge in shit that's just for me.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you don't.
Me planning this podcast, saying like, "Hey, come over. You're gonna interview me, and it's gonna be in my room."
Well, this is both of our idea.
Right.
Do you what do you think the story of Diego is?
They're gonna be like, "Oh, he died so young." I don't know what the story's gonna be. I hope it's one of kindness, love, and fulfillment.
With the things you've learned and like experience to what you want to tell, do you have like a clear thing where you're like, what themes do you think you're gonna express, or like interest, or is it themes, or is it just, do you want to just do bits and random?
I don't want to just do
jokes?
bits. I think that was my point earlier. Like, I want to be able to express themes, and I think the themes are just whatever is relevant to like what's happening in my life at that time. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what those themes will look like, but I hope I find them. And I think part of it is like whatever life you live around stand up. But also like there's crazy shit happening, and like not in the, that's such an easy write off. Like the world's fucking crazy, but there's like stupid shit happening in like day to day in the way we like conduct ourselves and whatnot. And it's I'm trying to say this without sounding cliche or cringe, but you know what I'm saying.
No, yeah.
And that's way more important than whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Or whatever I'm thinking. So.
But do you want, like, is there a theme right now or something that like you want to talk about that you feel like you can't pull off?
Just because it's like cliche, but like just change. That's like, that's the biggest thing that I'm like living. And I don't know, I think it's too cliche for me to, I can't find an original take.
Like change specifically what, like with lifestyle, with you as a person, with the people around you?
Everything's changing. Like even the friends that I had like 6 months ago, I don't talk to anymore. And the friend, aside from you guys and the people I do stand up with, like so much is changing. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to convey that. We all do it.
Is there parts of you that you think you don't understand yet?
Yeah, I don't think I understand half of me. I think oh shit. That was not on purpose. I don't think I understand like I think I understand like what has got me to this point, but I don't think I understand necessarily how I'm existing in this point. Does that make sense?
No, yeah. Like it's like you can understand how you got to where you're at now, but now you're like, oh, you can't fully go like, oh, this is why I do this, or this is why I'm drawn.
Or I can't even fully go like, this is, I don't know. Like it's very easy to look at things looking back. I can't predict what's happening moving forward. And I think part of that is because I don't fully understand how I'm moving right now. I think a big part of like the way I'm moving is to just get out and like, because I don't want to be in San Diego anymore. Not that I hate San Diego, but because I feel like I've reached what I can hear.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is like I don't want to be in this environment of like I don't know. I feel like I need to grow up. I need to live. I can't stay in suburbia forever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I guess that is why I guess though that's why I'm moving the way I'm moving.
Yeah. Do you think because like when you say those things, I think like it's because it's hard. Do you think you're close to knowing who you are? Like if you heard somebody else.
I think I know myself better than anybody, but
Mhm.
I'd say I'm like 75%,
Mhm.
85, 95 on a really good day.
Mhm.
But then I'll wake up the next morning. It's like, yeah, maybe I don't have that extra 10 or 15%.
I think it's funny because I feel like I'm so confused often with like who am I? What is this? But then I realize how easy it is for people to perceive me and be right. Do you think people are right when they you know what I
No.
mean?
I don't think so. I think I'll have like a conversation with someone. They're like, I don't know you at all. It's like, yeah, bro, we don't talk. I don't know you. Okay. And then let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to know you.
You like the distance? Do you feel
it's
like
not even that I like the distance. It's just like you control who's in your life. And it's not that I don't like you and I don't want you in my life, but like, what are you going to add?
Yeah.
What are you going to add? What are you going to take away?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
No. I get that a lot. I think that's a very real thing where it's like I don't appreciate passable. Like just like there needs to be a purpose.
Right. Like I was
purposeful.
So I'm working on a project in this class. It's the end of the semester project, and there's 2 people in my group. They're friends with each other. I don't know them. We had a Zoom the other day to talk about the project. And we're talking about the project. I'm like, so how are you guys? Like, where are you guys from? Like, what do you? Because I wanted to. I can't do the passive.
Yeah, you need the connection or the real. Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you think people lack that a lot in conversation? Do you ever talk with someone and you're like, it's like the funny Jaden Smith thing, like, oh, can we talk about the, it's the social and economic?
I don't know if it's that we lack it because you don't need that with everybody.
Yeah.
But I just don't think we're all aware of what's happening a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you are?
I think I pretend I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think I try to be, but I can't say that I'm 100% aware all the time.
Yeah, like because I feel like, especially with talking with people, do you ever talk with someone and you're like, oh shit, what are things that where you're like, oh okay,
Sometimes I'm talking to someone and it's like, oh, you don't know anything, and those can either be my favorite conversations or my least favorite conversations. Like, Jesus, bro, you're 20. How old are you? What are you doing? Shit.
What are qualities you look for when you're talking to someone that you
long
respect?
walks on the beach, brunette. Massive tit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Like in qualities that I look for in what?
Yeah, in a person that you see yourself being around like a lot, whether it's friendship, like I
don't know. I don't think I look for any qualities in specific.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at my best friends throughout like life, it's a wide map.
Mm-hmm.
It's it fits different molds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's one specific archetype. I do think I think I fit into like a character type, especially right now that's like popular on the internet.
Yeah, I
think I pretty easily fit into like that mold. Like look around, you know.
The Michael Jackson.
It's pretty. There's like a level of pretension behind it, but it's also like trying to be a cool guy. Like I feel like I fit into that archetype.
Yeah,
but I don't think I look for anyone in specific.
Mm-hmm. Is there things you hate about people when you talk to them?
All the fucking time. All the fuck. I hate so much. Not in like I move with hate, but like I love it's.
You know what you like so much that you know you don't like.
I say this a lot. It's so important to dislike shit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to dislike things in the world because if you don't dislike things, then you're not paying attention enough to know what you like. Does that make sense?
No. I agree.
I feel like I've said, does that make sense, or do you know what I mean? A billion times this episode. But yeah, like when someone's unaware, I hate that. When someone's like not moving with enough brain power,
mm-hmm.
I really hate that. I really hate this is stupid, but I hate like when I'll talk to someone that's from like out of town and they'll say something like, I don't know how to do this without, because these are people I interact with on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how to do this without calling people out. But like, for example, I was having a conversation with someone, and they were like, they just kept writing off that they didn't know about something because of where they came from, or like they came from a, bro, we have a responsibility as people to know. Okay, you got to know what's happening in the world. You got to know what's happening in like pop culture. You can't just write off that you don't know, because do you get what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I agree. You have to be aware and be a person.
Be a person, and being from a small town doesn't excuse being a person.
Yeah.
Or doesn't excuse not being a person.
Is there something that you wish you got to say to people or about yourself that you feel like you don't get to say? Like, what was? Do you have like a think piece, or like get on your soapbox?
I don't, maybe not in specific, but I do wish there were times, like everyone has this, where you wish there were times that you talk to people instead of letting it like dissolve, like friendships. And I think I do a bad job for sure of like when things are like bad, not addressing it and just being like, well, fuck, you're mad. If you're mad, you're mad. What am I going to do? And just like moving forward. Not that I don't apologize, but it just like maybe I do a bad job of acknowledging that something's wrong and taking the time to fix it. And I don't know if it's because I don't want to fix it, or if it's because I don't understand what's wrong, or maybe I don't know what it is, but I do a bad job of stopping and take that time. So like there are friendships where like it's like, man, I could have just said something and we wouldn't be here. But then there's also friendships where you try to say something and it doesn't work. So I don't know. I guess that's the only like thing that I wish I said. It was just stop to say something. And that's why I kind of gave myself that advice earlier. Like, pause, bro. Breathe. Listen. Breathe. Look around. 5 things you could see. 2 things you could smell. 3 things you could touch. Whatever the numbers are. To do what you need to, and then assess.
Have you done things like trying to fix something, or just in general, where you look back and you're like, I shouldn't have done that, or like I wish I would have did things differently?
Yeah, 100%. But what am I gonna do? It's over.
Yeah. But is there a specific one where you're like, oh fuck, I wish I would have, sat with this a little bit longer?
Yeah, like 100%. Like okay, an example, like a friend that I don't talk to recently, it was over something stupid and small. And like we were talking up until a point where one day we just like stopped talking because my dumbass was like, I'm gonna let him come to me. I'm gonna let him come to me. And then 12 months, or not 12 months, but like a lot of months passed and he didn't come to me, and I was like, yo bro, what's up? And then I looked like the bad guy because I didn't say anything. I don't know, not that there's a good or a bad guy, but just that it could have been fixed had I just said something sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think again, like ideal fantasy world, like when you're sitting down, like, oh shit, like this is all gonna work out. Like what does that creatively look like for you? Like like comedy. Do you want to branch out? Is it purely strictly comedy?
I always will have like half of my body, like I will always be touching comedy. I can't ever take a leave stand up, because at the end of the day, stand up is what makes me feel the best, and I need it in a way that I can't explain. Like when you haven't been on stage in a while, or you haven't been performing or doing, I need stand up in a way I cannot explain. It's like the way like a baby needs a pacifier. I need it. It's what keeps my day to day sane. That being said, creatively, my dream is to get to a point where I have an idea and people trust me enough to help me get that idea across. Whether it's like a television show, or whether it's a movie or a book or something, I hope that people will trust me enough to like fund that idea. Like when I was little, people would ask me what I wanted to be, and I would tell them I wanted to be a Renaissance man. And I didn't mean that I wanted to do like all this stupid shit, but not stupid shit. Renaissance people did very intelligent things. They were some of the smartest, whatever. But I guess what I meant by that was that I wish I wasn't limited by anything, and that whatever pursuit I had, I was able to pursue it with the help of some very generous, rich donors. So for you guys at home, if you could just visit the link, I'm stupid, but I hope people can trust that what I want to say or make is worth it. That's it.
Do you have any advice for Because you said this pause, breathe, but just in general for other people that are young, trying to do stand up.
Just think. Just sit and think.
Mhm.
Think for a little bit. Think for fucking 20 minutes. Do you even sit to think? Do you know when you get in trouble and they're like, do you think? Think. But yeah, just calm down. It's all right. Take steps. We're moving.
Nice.
Is that it?
Yeah,
I think questions. Let me see the questions that you had on your phone.
I had some. Well, I feel like also I'd let it flow. I didn't want to be like too strict with it. And some of them were like, I got most of them out. Like, what is the fantasy? What's this chapter of your life? I thought the big one was, what is the story of Diego? I thought that was gonna pull a lot out of you.
I think did you ask that?
Yeah.
Oh.
What is the story of Diego? Because to me, what I mean by that is, I think there's all of us have there's a documentary by about Biggie Smalls called "I Got a Story to Tell," and it's about a song. Well, it's the name of one of his songs, but more specifically, it's like you get the autobiography about him as a person, and you kind of see his life. But I think it's very interesting how people often face themes, and maybe like there's a point where like, oh, these are the new set of themes that you go through or you experience. But with some people, it's betrayal. They have issues trusting people. With some people, it's like, oh, I need to learn. Like my thing is change and like growth. I feel like that's something I keep revisiting. So I think it's something where it's like, is there something where like since you were a little kid, it was like, oh, I have to. Is it like getting out of your shell? Is it like, you know what I mean? Is there like what's your arc?
I think my overall arc is just like finding where I fit. But I think that's a comment. Why does my dad keep calling me?
It's finding my dad is my arc.
No, but like finding where I fit in overall, because like I've never fit into, and that's such a fucking hack thing to say, but I've never, like, I was around sports, but I wasn't good at them and I didn't really play them, so I wasn't in that. My best friends in high school were all like black guys that I hung out with, and we were all like nice to each other, and like they were my family and those were my friends, but I also didn't really I never associated myself with any like cultural values because I didn't grow up necessarily crazy like Latino or Hispanic, but also like I present myself as like I look like a white guy that's on the internet, but then I'm also like not like I don't know what are the cultural indexes that make up my personality or that make up my identity, and so I guess finding my dad's calling me.
Your space.
Hello?
Hey,
what's up?
I'm at the Costco food court. Do you want a hot dog?
No, I'm all right. Thank you, though.
All right,
bye. Nice. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, creative process. Who do you look up to creatively? What's next for you? Next steps. Time capsule. Late night thought memory. Miscommunication you often have. What are you hoping to get out of this interview? What's something you wish I asked you? Like when you're thinking about like getting interviewed, like what do you want to be asked?
I don't know. I've never thought, okay, that's a lie. I have always thought about getting interviewed my whole life. I'm like, when I get interviewed, I'm going to fucking do this, that, and that. But I don't know. Because you're like, I spend a lot of time, let the motorcycle pass. I spent a lot of time with you, so I wasn't sure what you were going to ask. Or like, I had no expectations going into this.
Yeah, I thought it went well.
No, that was great. That was great. I had a lot of fun.
Some deep stuff. Oh, here's a fun one. Here, and this is a good way to end off because we had a deep one. This is now like this is like the when the credits are rolling. What is it called?
The outtakes.
Who do you think you're gonna hang out with? This is a fun one. This is like not like you make it. You're just like you're on the covers. You're getting TikTok edits made. Like and people are like taking Diego's out to brunch with this person. Who do you think you're gonna like? Celebrity best friend.
Are we talking like comedy or just general celebrity?
We do comedy and general celebrity.
Comedy. I feel like a lot of like traditional comics would hate me.
You think so?
Yeah,
you really
100%.
think so? But like because we know who you look up to, like Burr.
Oh,
Kevin
I don't
Hart.
think Burr would hate me. I think we would get along, but I don't think we'd be actually. I don't know. I wish we'd be friends.
I think he'd admire that you have something to say. He'd disagree with it, but I think he'd admire that you're not just like out of touch.
Okay, I'll take that. Celebrity wise, I think I've ruined it. I think I've
because you're DMing every celebrity you admire. You're DMing Tyler the Creator happy birthday.
Okay, well listen, I've been doing that since I was like 12.
Yeah,
where like I would DM a celebrity knowing that they weren't gonna, almost like a prayer thing.
Yeah,
like when people pray to someone knowing that it's not gonna happen, knowing that shit doesn't change because God doesn't do shit. No, I'm just kidding. But like that's how I would DM my favorite celebrities. With like, nice. Oh hell yeah, you look like nice. Damn, you fucking with her. Damn, like things,
like they're your
that.
homies already.
So I think if we ever became friends, I would need to steal their phone before they go and check their DMs and delete everything that I've sent them for the past 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, name a celebrity that you think is important to me, and I'll tell you whether I've DM'd them.
Earl.
I have DM'd Earl Sweatshirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Domo.
I okay. It's why is it just all the members of Odd Future?
Well, because those are the initial ones I can think of. Gerard. Did you?
I have never DM'd Gerard Carmichael, but because his Instagram is private and he only follows about 120 people.
Jack Knight.
I never DM Jack Knight because the people that I think I'm very close in proximity with and like just a couple of degrees of separation with, I won't DM.
Bill Burr.
I've never DM'd Bill Burr.
Who else?
I have written into his podcast though.
Oh, did he answer?
No.
No.
Maybe I just didn't listen to it, but
Bert Kreischer.
That's
an easy one. That's
him.
an easy. Yeah.
I have DM'd him.
What'd you say?
When I was like young, I don't want to talk about that.
Can I come over to your house?
No, let me get a guest spot. Come on, you're in town.
Do you ever? I feel like that's a big comic thing. Like I was talking about this with someone, and we know a comic. We both know this guy. He DM'd Mark Gagnon. Do you know who that is?
No, I know
Andrew
who it is,
Schultz.
who DM'd him?
Do you want me to tell you the name?
We'll bleep it. We'll
bleep it. Austin Trumley. He DM'd him like, here's my set. Wait, let me know what your feedback is.
Like jokingly or for real?
No, because we were talking about how like because when you start comedy, you're the first 2 sets you're so cocky. You're so cocky. You should.
I crushed like never before,
and you're just like this shit's easy. You saw everyone bomb, and then you get so cocky you show people. You're like, no, I don't think you need to get on this now. And then I would send it to my friends, and they like looking back on the video too. It's like, haha, and you're like, oh. So when I would send it to people, and I told him, I was like, yeah, I sent this to my friend, and he was like reacting negatively. He's like, bro, you're not gonna believe this. Don't tell anybody. I sent a reel to Mark Gagnon, and he was like, actually very nice, and said, keep going. And I was like,
replied?
Oh, he replied.
What?
Yeah,
yeah, because he's like the 4th member of that podcast. Here's the thing: if I'm gonna DM someone, I'm gonna DM the top guy. I'm not gonna DM the little side bitch. Jesus,
God, yeah.
Have some self-respect.
There's worse. We gotta believe it twice.
I'm not doing it.
Do you But yeah, I think that was fun. I think we wrapped up.
Okay.
We do you think people know more about you?
I don't think you don't know shit. Whatever you think you know, you don't know it. All right.
Yeah, because I feel like there's more. There's deeper. There's more a real side of you. It isn't just joke and perform. Because without doing it, we realize we don't realize we perform a lot. But yeah, we should get out of here because it's been long. But thank you guys so much for enjoying. This is the Diego, aka Fancy Clown interview.
Stay tuned for the Carlos interview.
Yeah, we'll have that. We'll have that out pretty soon. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Let's give a tour of the room right now.
Yeah, give a quick room tour. These are the credits. If you really stay this long, you're a real one. It's just Zane and fucking Mitch.
And Alex.
Yeah, thank you to Zane, Mitch. It's Zane, Mitch, and Alex, the real ones.
All right. Hold on. Turn the camera, and I'm gonna point to different things in my room. All right. If you've stayed this long, this is my childhood bedroom that I grew up in. All right. Up here is a shelf that I built. Mitch, you will respect that very much. I got a yodeling pickle that was given to me as a gift. This is a baby picture. This is a fake cigarette. Wallet that I had. Okay, that's not important. These are some books that I've read. Haven't read. That is my favorite Wings album. Actually, that's a lie. That's not my favorite Wings album. This is my favorite Wings album. Back to the Egg. This is where I make music and like play music and whatnot. This is my cowboy hat. What's up? These are my guitars that I don't know how to play. These are some vintage Sony speakers from 85. 85. What else? What point at things? Is there something I should talk about? I do. I'm Rocky's probably one of my favorite movies of all the movie franchises of all time. Here is my incel merchandise. This is my incel corner. Some paintings I did when I was 14. I stole this off the window at Soma, leaving a Duran Jones concert.
That is pretty sick.
Right? Right? Oh, this is a set list that Mac DeMarco gave me at the end of his concert last summer held at the Ford Theater. Very proud of this.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, it's versatile.
They made photocopies and gave out like 25, but that's sick that I got one.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah, 25, that's still nothing. 25 is nothing. You know, half of them are gone.
Right? Right? Here's my 10th anniversary Wolf box set.
Nice.
When I broke my arm at 16, everyone on the football team that I wasn't playing on anymore wrote signed a football and gave it to me, which also like I don't even like you guys. Why are you doing this? We don't talk.
As a writing it, they're like, fuck this dude.
Oh,
talk about those jobs. Oh, Michael Jackson.
is it Kendama? Pretty good at this. Check this out. What the fuck? Who you know hit that? Who you know hit that like that?
Missed it. Do it again.
You didn't get it at all?
I got you getting it in, but not the flip.
See, I got it the first time and now it's like,
Yeah. I was zoomed in on Everything But the Girl.
oh, Everything But the Girl is probably one of my favorite albums of all time. Let me see. So this is actually a cool album. This is a compilation album that was released as part of like a package that came out with the Motown 25th anniversary TV special that came out. And what's crazy about that special is that so these are songs that the Jackson 5 performed on that special, right? And that was cool. But once the Jackson 5 finished performing, they left the stage and Michael stayed on stage. And that night is when he debuted Billie Jean. And that's also the first night that he did the moonwalk.
Wow.
So while this isn't directly that, these are the songs that the Jackson 5 performed that night. So that's like a cool part of history.
You got 20 seconds.
Let's get the fuck out of here. This isn't worth it.
Do your outro. And we're out. Dude, solid. Hour and a half interview.
Jesus. It's hour and 10. I can see it right here. It's an hour and 10.